and welcome to the news for the week of September 6th. I am joined by Maxie, the amazing Maxie, I could say. Maxie, have you thought of a new intro for this week?
No, but I'm much louder this time. Is this better? Are you all happy?
Yeah, so Maxie was apparently a little quiet compared to me last week, and a lot of people decided it was their life mission to come in and tell me in every place and yell it in the comments. But it's fine. It's fixed this week. It's all good and everything's happy. And I just wanted to say to start that there's a lot of news articles we don't get to really talk about in the news because it's already like 60 minutes in post, and we fix it in post to be like 25 minutes, or Maxie does. So these articles that we think are relevant, that you would like to enjoy, that we enjoyed.
Maybe they just didn't make the cut. Like we kind of were like, we've got 10 stories, but we're only going to cover 5. So the other 5 will be in the description.
Yep. They're going to start being in the description down below. A lot of them are feel-good stories. A lot of them are little things that would be like a 30-second quip. So we just said, hey, let's just start including them because Maxie does go through and dig up a lot of articles that are good to read, but may not translate to a very long thing. Same with me. And it's just thought it would be good for the video. So we're going to start right away.
I work so hard.
It's true. You do. I don't ever doubt that. It's just, I found 7 articles for you, sir.
Please
sir.
include these articles.
Just put one more.
No, I don't want to talk about Fortnite dances.
I don't want to talk
Get
about
out of here.
Fortnite dances. I don't want to talk about V-Bucks. But our first story today is going to be that a 4-year-old has proven that Apex Legends is for children by absolutely destroying an opponent. And I know that's that's gonna anger a couple of people, but it's true. This is fact now. Even 4-year-olds can get wins in Apex. Not to belittle what anyone else has ever gotten. You know, if you got a win, that's great. But this guy could say, yeah, my 4-year-old can too. So you're nothing special. Oh, Maxie, I want you to talk about this. People are already going to be mad enough at me. Go.
Dude, this is sick, right? So basically, this 4-year-old kid's name's Austin, and he was in the middle of an Apex Legends public game, and he actually managed to clutch a victory for his team. He finds out he's the last man standing, and just... it's actually crazy watching it. We can't show the video because a lot of the time we get copyright claim for random videos on the internet, but we'll probably put a link in it. Definitely go check it out. It is absolutely hilarious, right? And Dal, I know you're going to love this. His Pathfinder teammate disconnected 1 minute into the game because he realized he was playing with a kid. His Bangalore teammate got 1 kill and 300 damage, and Austin got 3 kills with just over 400 damage.
That's awesome.
Which is absolutely crazy. Reddit went nuts for it. They were joking about the fact that these people got steamrolled by a 4-year-old. Another one made a joke about a 4-year-old stealing all of his loot. And look, honestly, it's just an absolutely great video. The dad is so shocked to watch the word champion appear on the screen.
His son is a killer. He knows now.
Yeah, dude. His son's absolutely slaying. This kid is running around sliding. He's shield swapping. Like, he's actually got some advanced techniques down, and he clutches the W for his team, even after one of his teammates rage quitting. So really, from the start of the game, they had a handicap anyway. And it's really just cool to kind of see just, you know, the next generation of gamers clutching and getting some serious dubs. And even if you don't like Apex Legends or Battle Royales, you got to admit it's mad cute. And I love this story, and that's why I wanted to include it, because it's so nice to see.
Honestly, dude, I want him to learn how to trash talk so we can get another clip like pick up a wheel gun. Do you remember?
Pick up a wheel gun. Pick up a wheel gun.
Pick up a wheel gun. Oh, man, I'm so proud of this kid. First time with no hand-eye coordination, this kid dominated.
Yeah, dude. Man's barely got object permanence and he's slaying people cross-map. What do you reckon the counter to this kid is? Close the door in his face, then he forgets that you're there?
The moral of this story is you better watch yourself, dude. These 4-year-olds are cracked. Our next article is that Sons of the Forest has been delayed until February 2023. And for anyone that doesn't know, The Forest was a horror survival game that had co-op involving a plane crash on an island and you looking for your child, who everyone just called Sean because of heavy rain. And it was great. It was a fun game, a lot of fun in multiplayer. They're coming up with a sequel called Sons of the Forest, and it has now been delayed until February 2023, and it is priced at $29.99. but it was delayed. And I think you could definitely expect Maxi, myself, Godfoot, maybe a few other people to be playing this because it's all around just a fun horror game. If you haven't played The First Forest, I cannot recommend it enough. It is a great experience, especially when you mess with your friends. And I think we're all just looking forward to it. Take your time. Take your time. Take as long as it needs to get this game to be good. The first game was a complete buggy nightmare when it first launched into early access. I remember this completely. I remember my house randomly exploding and all this other stuff. Take your time. Make it good. Make it worth it. We'll definitely do content on it. Maxi, did you ever play The Forest?
Oh, dude. And that's what I was about to say. Look, take as much time as you need because I am in zero rush to shit my pants in front of my friends. The Forest is terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
That is one of the scariest games I've ever played. Like, crawling into those caves and getting chased by some freaking demon
in the dark.
that's nothing but legs. Yeah, nah, bro. And when I saw the Sons of the Forest, I was like, I definitely have to play this game. But even the trailer gives me the heebie-jeebies. I might not even be able to edit it in with my eyes open.
It does body horror really well. That's the one thing is The Forest really explored the body horror on monsters aspect, and that was really good. Next up, we're going to talk about Splitgate support officially ending, but for the best reason. I was a little bit shocked to see that they were ending support for the game, even though it's still pretty popular and doing really well, and the studio received 100 million in funding after a valuation of 1.5 billion. But it was allowed it to upscale its development on Splitgate, but also expand its business as a whole. It's a shame to see that it's not going to be supported and the development of it's going to be ending and it's not going to be any more than what it is right now. But it is good to see that the company is going to be making another game. The Splitgate developers, Tim47, put out a Twitter article here and a giant post that basically explains that they're going to be moving on to another AAA game, a shooter set in the same universe as Splitgate, and they're excited to do it. So they have basically been super successful. They want to move on from what Splitgate was initially. They never expected to be as successful as they are, and they're going to be making bigger and better projects in the future, but it does require them to essentially stop supporting the original Splitgate as a free-to-play game, just because they need to put all their assets and all of their focus onto their new project, which will be bigger and better than before. I played Splitgate a lot. We did a couple promotional streams for it. I remember I got paid to actually play Splitgate, and it was a lot of fun. Absolutely mind-rackingly hard as far as like shooting through portals and using portals. Like imagine Portal 2 but with guns. And it was just incredibly, it was Portal Halo is the best way to describe Splitgate. And it was incredibly fun.
Yeah.
Still going to be up, still going to be available. I absolutely suggest you hop in, but it is worth mentioning that the development is stopped. There will be no future battle passes allegedly. There will be no future big supported content patches or anything like that. And they will be moving on, but it's still worth giving it a shot, maybe trying a few rounds with friends, as it's still hilariously fun to play, and I had a lot of fun playing it with Godfoot. Ubisoft is pausing decommissioning of old games and reversed course on its DLC deactivation. We talked about this in a previous news episode. Max, you'll throw that episode number and name up on the screen during this video, and essentially the TLDR is that a lot of DLC that was going to require online access was no longer going to be functional, even if you had bought it on Steam or even recently. At the time of recording it, they were selling like a discounted version of a couple of the Assassin's Creed DLCs that were getting discontinued like the week before for 50% off, and so a lot of people bought them, and it was generally regarded as a dick move. So Ubisoft has essentially been like, all right, everyone got really mad at us. It's kind of a dick move, we know. But primarily, the big reason that I wanted to talk about this, and the funniest part of this entire article, is that the Anno 2070 developer that Ubisoft mains was basically like, nope, and then continued to work on it and upgraded the Anno 2070's online services infrastructure so people could keep playing even after Ubisoft pulled the plug, which is something they plan to do. And I think it's so funny knowing that there's like 30 Ubisoft subsidiaries, that a lot of the Ubisoft companies branches were basically like to corporate. They're like, nah, you're not doing that. And we're going to do it our way. We're going to fix it, which has forced them, I think, probably internally due to pressure to just be like, all right, we can't do this because it's going to look awful. I want to just also add another job that Ubisoft mains made. They said, in fact, after their upgrades, your entire experience should even be a bit smoother now than before, which was done by Ubisoft proper. And then they also said, we ported the game to 64-bit And we have new online services, which should make for a nicer matchmaking experience than Ubisoft proper has provided. So, and you can still use the in-game friends list to set up matches. So not only did they say, no, you're not doing it, they said, we're going to do it better than you ever did it. And I love that energy from the people that are in charge of Anno. So bravo to you. Just not only giving the middle finger to the people that own you because of their stupid decision, but also saying we're going to make it better than you ever did as kind of like an additional fuck you. And I love that energy. And moving on. Maxie wanted to talk about my least favorite game ever, and he informed me that there's a lot of people bringing gaming signs to AEW wrestling as of late, and there's been a lot of stuff, and apparently someone brought a sign to AEW that bashes on Shenmue 3.
So, look, AEW, for everybody who doesn't know, AEW is basically like the new competitor, well, not new, but the competitor to WWE. So it's all elite wrestling. And at a pay-per-view recently, there was a screenshot posted of somebody holding up a sign that said, it was a big white sign in big black writing that simply says, Shenmue 3 was a waste of time and money.
That's true.
It has nothing to do with wrestling. So, for anyone who doesn't know, when you're watching WWE, a lot of the time fans will bring signs, like homemade signs they brought from home, and it'll say stuff. Sometimes it'll say sayings of the wrestlers, or it'll say like little jabs at wrestlers they don't like, or wrestlers that they do like. You know, sometimes you'll see funny ones like Brock Lesnar is ticklish, or send Kurt Angle back home, or something like that. So, to be watching the wrestling and then, and then just see a sign in the background saying Shenmue 3 was a waste of time and money. It's so good.
They cared this much. You could tell they care, and it's just their genuine opinion because they didn't go and print it out. They took like a white cardboard square and like a sign panel and just wrote in Sharpie, Shenmue 3 was a waste of time and money.
This is not the first time that something that like this has happened. Actually, really, really recently, video game Donkey's end screen that says more Donkey was actually a sign that was displayed at AEW Rampage, which is hilarious. There was also another one that said the worst Fire Emblem game is better than the best Paper Mario. So this isn't necessarily something that doesn't happen. I've even just found another one of someone who's holding up a sign that just simply says Fortnite stinks. So
that's pretty good.
It's not a brand new thing that's happening, but it is absolutely hilarious that it is, and I just love it. It just, every single time I see it, it makes me smile.
I want to shake this guy's hand because I hate Shenmue so much, man. That game, it was like they took everything from 1 and 2, made it look identical, but then made it way worse. And I don't know how that's even possible, considering the first one came out in like 99 or 98.
Also, in the picture that you've sent me to like as an example, you can tell the guy's wearing a little sad face t-shirt.
He is. Yep.
Makes it so much funnier.
Yeah, he's just
so
sad
good.
about it, dude. He's not even there to watch wrestling. He's just there to let everyone know how much Shenmue sucks.
He's there to get a message out, and sir, you succeeded.
You know, even if millions of people don't see this news, we get you and we agree with you, man. You're not alone. There are dozens of us that hate Shenmue 3. All right, moving on. The Mortuary Assistant is getting a movie adaptation, and we all know that video game movies and TV shows aren't so great. You know, when I was playing Halo Combat Evolved, when I was like 15 or whatever, I never thought to myself, you know what, one day I want to see Master Chief's butt cheeks. But it's safe to say that people that usually do this content actually have never played the games that they're making content on. I think the Halo developer himself, or the Halo TV show producer, not developer, said that he had never played a Halo game. And I hope to God that the Mortuary Assistant one is better. I played this. I enjoyed it. It was genuinely scary. I think it could be a great movie. But Maxie wants to talk to us more about the movie studio that's going to be put in charge of this. And Maxie has done some critical research on them. And please let us know, how good do you think this is going to be?
Look, I'm not going to assume anything, all right? All I will say is that we have all of us in the video game industry at some point or another have probably watched a video game movie, whether it's Tomb Raider, Hitman, or even most recently Uncharted. It's really, really rare for video game movies to be good in any respect. The company that will be releasing The independent film and television studio Epic Pictures Group is the group that's releasing this movie.
Okay, what other works have they done? What masterpieces we got to look forward to?
So their most popular one was probably Terrifier, a horror movie about a malicious clown. It's just basically gore porn.
Okay, all right.
They also did the movie Who Gets the Dog? It did do better than Big Ass Spider, which was a straight to Amazon Prime movie. And then one of their most recent movies, released in 2008, was a movie called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot. Which, funnily enough, was a movie about a World War II veteran who hunts down the mythical Bigfoot to save humanity from a virus that it threatens to unleash. And it starred Sam Elliott and Caitlin Fitzgerald, as well as Ron Livingston.
So wait, he sniped Hitler, and then they were like, "We have another mission for you. You need to take out Bigfoot."
No, so basically the idea is that this dude in this story, he killed Hitler, then he was like in World War II, right? And then he goes and lives his life, and then he's like living in a cabin in the woods and he fights Bigfoot. So it's like the Hitler thing isn't even really like a massive point of the movie.
But why I guess it's good clickbait.
I mean, it worked on me.
Dude, I want to watch the movie now because it's like, why include that in the title? What do they know that we don't? But I think the point you're making, Maxie, is that the company that's working on this game movie is just a little suspect.
It seems like one of those companies that just maybe shouldn't be making movies. But they're trying.
It's like the 80s camcorder people that would go out and film a movie and then put it on VHS. I understand, and I hope that it's good.
The movie actually holds a certified fresh approval rating of 75% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's pretty good, actually.
Crazy. Which is actually crazy. But if you're one of the people that actually went and watched this at the movies, it actually made a stunning $3,822 at the box office. So if you're one of those people, please post in the comments. Let us know what you thought. But even if you've just seen the movie, please let us know what you thought and if it's worth watching. Because I don't know, maybe we'll do like a watch party over Discord or something.
Yeah, it might be worth it. If we can buy the rights to watch The Man Who Killed Hitler and then Bigfoot, to watch it on Twitch, we might do that as well. Just because that sounds like an experience more than anything.
Oh, yeah.
Now on to our last article, something that we briefly touched about in previous news segments. I talked about getting a Switch. Now on to our last article, something that we talked about in a previous news segment. Now on to our final article tonight, and that is about how everyone is using their Steam Deck like a bit better.
Sorry, man. Hey, take your time.
Now for our last article, which is something we've talked about previously here on the news, is that everyone's using their Steam Decks as been. I headbutted my microphone too. This is what happens when I review stuff too, and I just start laughing at my own incompetence. We talked about this previously, about how the Switch was just. I did it again. How the Steam Deck is just a better Nintendo Switch. It's not my fault, Maxie. They have the similar name issue, and it's hard. But the point is, everyone's jailbreaking their Steam Deck to play Nintendo Switch games. And Nintendo is pissed about it. Everyone's like, haha, Nintendo. Like games like Xenoblade run at 60 FPS and 4K on the Switch. Well, they run at like 1440 at 60 FPS. But the point is, everyone's treating it like that. They're jailbreaking Switch stuff over. They're running emulators. They're treating it like that. They're playing all their Steam games, and it's awesome. I am so glad that people are standing up against Nintendo's death grip on their crappy 2009 processor piece of shit hardware console they haven't really updated. I hope they take response to this. Maxie, what do you think of this?
Look, I think it's awesome. There was a part of me that was like not really that interested in getting a Steam Deck because I already have a PC, right? So why would I need a Steam Deck? I don't stray too far away from my PC very often. Seeing that it actually really effectively emulates the Nintendo Switch really, really well, I don't know, dude. It's kind of got me keen for it because that's the biggest downside about the Switch is that the hardware is not great.
It's not good, dude.
It chugs along at any kind of
game. It chugs on their flagship games. Like if you play Breath of the Wild, you'll get 10 FPS in a lot of those areas when it's like, especially the jungle area, for getting that food that gives the best food in the game. You get like 10 FPS there, and like play Warframe on the Switch. It looks like Play-Doh. They're kind of awesome. The ability to basically take any console and emulate it on your Steam Deck with its OS, which people have done, is fantastic. I saw a lot of people even doing crazy stuff like making it a phone with like add-ons and like soldering wireless things to their Steam and stuff. Like, that's cool. Like, actually getting phone calls and simulating Android and all this other stuff. Like, that's so cool. The Steam Deck is such an awesome platform. And so I got it because I wanted to be able to add it to reviews, and because I wanted to be able to play when I travel to like events and things like PAX and stuff like that. But the fact that I can now load up like any Switch game I want, or any PlayStation game I want, or like load my phone stuff on there, that's awesome, because things like BlueStacks works on the Steam Deck. And that's cool and totally worth grabbing. And that's going to be it for the news. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you thought of all these articles down below in the comments. Even if you're not going to talk about the articles themselves, just say something in the comments. Anything. Go back on all of our other videos. If you like this channel and you want this channel to succeed, doesn't matter what you say, go there, leave a single word, anything, and it helps us drive engagement. The algorithm picks it up. It pushes the channel. Maxi every week gives you something to say in the comments. Maxi, what are they going to say this week down in the comments down below?
So last week we asked everybody what their first game was, and the first game that got them into stuff. And there were some actually hilarious comments, but also some comments that like really got me thinking about old school games that I'd played. I saw some people mentioning classics like Super Mario 64 and GoldenEye. Some other people kind of aging themselves in a different direction to when we went. Some people saying Fortnite was their first game and all that.
Interesting.
I have myself and my partner have just finished watching Parks and Recreation, and we're kind of looking for a new TV show. So suggestions. What do you guys like to watch, and what do you think I should watch next?
I think you should watch The Expanse. It is a sci-fi space series that was based off of a series of books, and it is phenomenal.
Oh, sick. All right. Yeah, cool.
Yep.
All right. The Expanse. I'll have a look into it. I have been thinking about watching Barry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've heard of that.
I have
that's
not.
It's like a hitman that goes to LA to do a hit, but then he realizes that he wants to be an actor, and that's the show.
That's pretty good.
And
I might have to check that out as well.
Yeah. So, but yeah, guys, please give me some suggestions. I'm looking for them, and I'm keen to know what everybody's watching.
Like the new Lord of the Rings. It's not good, man.
Yeah.
It's not good. The Rings of Power is not good, but I could go into a huge rant about that. Anyway, hit the like button, share this video with a bunch of people. Until the next video, this is Delrith and Maxi, and we'll be seeing you. Bye.
Bye.